In the grand silence of the Hartwell estate, where marble floors echoed authority and wealth spoke louder than kindness, Clara stood frozen near the front door with her suitcase by her feet, her hands trembling not from the weight of leaving, but from the injustice crushing her chest. For 3 years, she had been more than a nanny. She had been the gentle voice during nightmares, the steady hands during scraped knees, the patient teacher of bedtime stories and forgotten smiles. Yet all it took was one cold accusation from the house manager, a single lie twisted by jealousy, to erase her devotion. "You've crossed your limits," the manager had said sharply, claiming Clara had been careless with the child, a claim entirely false. Mr. Jonathan Hartwell, the billionaire tech mogul known for decisive deals and emotional distance, didn't even look up from his phone when the words, "termination effective immediately," were spoken. Clara wanted to explain, to defend herself, but she had learned something important while caring for little Emily Hartwell: power often refuses to listen to truth. With a quiet nod, dignity clutched tighter than her suitcase handle, she turned toward the door. That was when tiny footsteps thundered down the staircase. "Clara." Emily's voice cracked through the hall like lightning. The 6-year-old ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, curls bouncing, eyes wide with fear she didn't yet have words for. Clara dropped to her knees instinctively, opening her arms, and Emily crashed into her embrace, sobbing uncontrollably. "Daddy, no!" Emily screamed, clutching Clara's neck. "You can't make her go. She's my family." The words hit Jonathan like a blow he hadn't prepared for. He finally looked up, really looked, and for the first time saw the scene he had ignored: his daughter shaking, his nanny crying silently, and a suitcase that symbolized more than a job ending. Memories flickered in Jonathan's mind: missed birthdays, canceled dinners, business trips chosen over bedtime stories. Clara had filled the gaps he left behind. "Emily, go to your room," he said softly, but she refused, planting herself between him and Clara like a shield. "If she goes, I go," Emily declared through tears. The room fell silent. Jonathan felt something unfamiliar tightening his chest: guilt. He turned to the manager, demanding details. Under pressure, the lies unraveled quickly. The accusation was baseless, driven by resentment toward Clara's bond with Emily. The truth stood bare and ugly. Jonathan dismissed the manager on the spot, but the damage lingered. Clara gently pulled away, standing slowly. "It's okay, Emily," she whispered, wiping the child's tears. "Sometimes grown-ups make decisions that hurt, even when they don't mean to." Jonathan stepped forward, his voice unsteady. "Clara. I was wrong. I should have listened. Please stay." Clara hesitated. This wasn't just about a job, it was about respect. She looked at Emily, who nodded desperately. "I'll stay," Clara said finally, "but only if things change. Emily needs her father, not just her nanny." Jonathan swallowed hard. "You're right," he admitted, a confession more valuable than money. From that day on, the Hartwell house changed. Jonathan began coming home earlier, listening more, choosing presence over profit. Clara wasn't just reinstated, she was honored. And Emily? She slept peacefully again, knowing her family, by blood and by heart, was finally whole. If this story moved you, reminded you of the power of love, loyalty, and standing up for what's right, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every story here carries a lesson that might just change the way you see the world.